everybody, and welcome to my kitchen. This afternoon I am kind of tired of eating cheese and crackers, so I thought I'm going to make myself a little supper, and I thought, why not cook with you guys, right? Something that I absolutely love, because I love all different kinds of foods, is I love pickles. These are some of my carrots that I made this fall. They're rainbow carrots. I don't know if you can see that, but it's all different kind of carrots or whatever, and I pickle them. Now, some people will just throw their pickles in a jar and put their pickling spice and all that kind of stuff in there. I don't. I blanch my carrots a little bit, because when I bite, oh, my mouth is watering already. When I bite into a carrot, I want to taste that flavor in it. And to me, I find if it's not blanched, that vinegar and all that kind of stuff just sits on the outside of the carrot and doesn't get in. So that's something I do. But I'm gonna have some pickled carrots with my supper. And then I thought, I have some of this beautiful, beautiful purple onion here. So I thought, hey, why not make some purple, pickled purple onions? I cut it on my mandolin, and I don't know if you guys have this or not. If you don't, you can just use a really sharp knife and cut them really nice and thin, but I love that tool. It is a little on the dangerous side, so I have to be careful that I'm not watching Netflix or whatever while I'm using it, because I have been known to cut off my knuckles. Okay. So to start off with pickled carrots, it's really, really super easy. Pickled carrots are fantastic to eat along with any roasted vegetables, any pulled pork sandwiches. If you're barbecuing right now, you can put that on your barbecue. Even just mix it in with your salad or eating it as a side dish. So it's really, really simple. All you're gonna do is grab yourself a glass jar, and I'm gonna put in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 5, 6 peppercorns in here. Now, I don't have any right now, but you can also put in some sliced jalapeno, which will give it a nice little flavor. I am just going to take this. Now, I have already heated up some vinegar. Now, this is just your regular white vinegar. Oh, my oven's heated up. And the only reason I heated it is just so that my sugar dissolves a little bit better. I'm going to put in here probably maybe 1.5 tablespoons of sugar. Now, of course, I don't use regular sugar, and you guys, if you want, you're more than welcome to. I'm just using a Truvia here, which is a stevia based. And why I do that, for some of you guys, I've lost 50 pounds on a plan called Trim Healthy Mama, and with that plan, they don't eat real sugar, because they find that real sugar will spike your insulin, which will cause weight gain. So we use sugars like stevia and Truvia and stuff like that. Okay, so what I've done is I've just stirred up that sugar. Now, I don't know if you're, I usually use pickling salt when I'm making carrots and stuff like this, but since these onions are only gonna be sitting in my fridge for a short period of time, I'm just gonna use some Himalayan pink salt in here. Just give it a few twists. What else should we put in here? Oh, I know. How about some garlic? I love garlic. Now, you guys, again, can use garlic cloves. You can use powdered garlic if you want, if you can mix it in. I absolutely love this jar of garlic. It lasts forever, like as far as the date and stuff. I use a lot of garlic when I'm cooking all different kinds of recipes. So for me, I absolutely love that garlic, and it's done. There's no mess, right? Now, what else am I going to do here? I am going to, I've got my peppercorns in, my sugar and stuff like that. Okay, so I am going to add, now you can do this like straight vinegar, and that's totally cool, but I'm going to add, my husband's not home, so I'm going to add a little apple cider vinegar just to give it a slightly different taste. You're more than welcome to use balsamic vinegar or all white vinegar. My husband hates the taste of apple cider vinegar. He thinks it tastes like dirty socks. So he's not home. I'm going to use that. Now I just got my peppercorns in here. Now the next thing I'm going to do, I have my onions sliced nice and thin. If you want a little bit more crunch or whatever, you're more than welcome to slice your onions a little on the thicker side. I've got my clean fingers here, and I'm just pushing it into my glass jar. I might have extra onions. You might have to cook them alongside something else. So you're just filling your jar with as much onion as you can get in there. Nicely, thinly sliced. Pack it down a little bit. Get all that ooey goody yummy onions in there. I love onions. I don't know about you guys. Is anybody planting a garden this year? I grew beautiful purple onions. I'm all out. Next year I'm putting in a little bit more onions. But I'm all out of onions this year. Okay, so what I'm going to do, and you don't have to heat up your vinegar by any means. I just heated it up so that my sugar would dissolve a little bit better. I'm going to put in, I don't have the right measuring cup here. What do we have here? Oh, third. Let's just do that. We're going to put a third. Now, I shook this because this is the apple cider vinegar with the mother in it. And that's kind of that cloudy stuff that you find in the bottom of it. That's got all the nutrients and the healthiness in there. So I'm just going to pour that into my jar. And like I said, you can use all apple cider vinegar. You can use balsamic vinegars, whatever. And then I'm just going to top it up with the rest of my mixture here. And I see I probably should have thrown my garlic right into the jar because it's floating there. But I'm just going to do that. Now top it right up. We're going to push this down. Okay, now right here. Okay, so then I'm just going to cap it up. And I'm going to put the lid on. Now, the best thing to do, if you can wait, ladies, is, oh, how come my jar's not sitting on there right, is if you can put this in your fridge and let it sit for 2 to 3 days, you're going to get magnificent purple onions. Now, don't worry if your water colors a little bit, turns a little pinky or whatever. It's just the pigments coming out of the onion. But this is going to be fantastic for along my chicken dishes, or I'm going to be barbecuing after in the evening some of these days because the weather's getting a lot better. So that's going to be awesome on my sandwich. So I'm just going to throw this into the fridge. And like I said, if you can wait a couple of days, I'm just going to set these aside and we'll use the rest of these onions later. Yeah, if you can wait to taste them, the longer you wait, the better they're going to be. Even, 24 hours is going to help. Okay, now my next thing I'm going to do is I'm tired of eating cheese and crackers because I've been eating cheese and crackers for supper. So today I'm going to do a chicken dish that actually John likes quite a bit. And it's one of them, again, that's a trim healthy mama dish. So meaning that it is very, very low in carbs. And healthy fats, okay? So what I'm going to do is we're going to make our little mixture. Oh, and you know what I forgot to do? I'm just going to, while I'm chatting with you guys here, I'm sorry, I want to have this all ready. I am just going to melt a little bit of butter. I should have melted earlier. Use a big knife. I'm just going to take some, and now we don't use margarine in our house anymore. We use all real butter, salted or unsalted, just for the fact that it is healthier for you. And I don't know if you guys know this or not, or what fact there is to this, but did you know that margarine was originally designed to grease weapons? It was a lubricant used for guns. Like, I don't think that's very healthy for you. So anyways, I'm going to just pop this in the microwave. My microwave is just over here. We'll just put that in for 30 seconds. And what that's going to do is we're actually going to use it to coat our chicken in it. And now what we're going to do is we're going to get all of our ingredients for our chicken. What are we going to do here? I'm just going to see my recipe. Okay, so the very first thing I'm going to add is I'm going to add about 3/4 of a cup of Parmesan cheese. And I just use the grated Kraft Parmesan cheese. Now, I don't know about you guys or anything, but another really cute tip, excuse me while I grab my microwave. It's not totally melted, but it'll be good enough. One thing that I do with my Parmesan cheese is because there's no way I'm going to eat this whole jar anytime soon, so I just throw it in the freezer. And yeah, then my cheese stays nice and fresh all the time. Anytime I need it out, I just take it out and there we go. So that's a neat little tip. I don't know if you guys use that or not. Now, if you don't have nutritional yeast, you can continue and use another 1/4 cup of Parmesan cheese. Now, nutritional yeast is, it's kind of flaky. I don't know, it kind of looks like fish food, but it's got some great nutrition in it. And it also kind of gives it kind of a cheesy flavor as well. But there's lots of nutrition in that. So that's why we're going to add this nutritional yeast into the thing. You can buy these at any bulk food stores or whatever. I believe I got mine at Nutter's here in North Battleford, but you can grab that anywhere you want. What do we have next? We are going to use some dried parsley flakes. So I'm going to use about 2.5 tablespoons, and I'm just going to sprinkle that in here. Add some of that. What are you guys having for supper tonight? The next thing we are going to use, and I don't know if I grabbed my paprika. Excuse me just for a second. I'm hoping I have some paprika. I do. Sometimes we have to improvise, right? When we're on quarantine like we are now, or self-isolation, or I live 20 minutes out of town. So if I ran out of paprika and you don't have paprika, just skip it and use something else, right? I don't believe in running into town for every little ingredient. So I'm just going to add about 2 tablespoons. Now, you can use whatever paprika you want. I love smoky paprika. That smell and that flavor is just out of this freaking world. Now, again, you can use garlic powder if you want, but since I have my garlic here, I'm just going to add a tablespoon of garlic into here. And what else do we need? Okay, now we need our oregano, and that we're going to add. I'm not going to dip this in since I've already got that in. Probably like a nice tablespoon and a bit of oregano goes into there, dried oregano. Again, some mineral salt. John and I just use the Himalayan salt. I do have the pickling salt for pickling season, but other than that, we do not have any regular salt in our house anymore. So I'm going to give a few grates of that. And we need, did I bring my black pepper? You know when you think you got everything ready? Okay, here we go. It's on my table. Okay, and then we're going to take fresh ground black pepper, and we're going to grate some of that into our mixture here. Excellent. I love the smell of fresh ground black pepper. Now, just to have a little spice. Now, if you have kids or somebody who doesn't like heat, by all means, don't add this. I am going to add I'm just going to pop the lid off of here. If I can. I'm going to add about a half a teaspoon of cayenne pepper. But again, like if you don't like the heat, or if you have kids, you might not want to, or you can adjust it to your own taste. Now, to add just a little bit different, I'm going to add a little sweetness to this mixture, and I'm using a brown sugar alternative. This is not real brown sugar, and this product, it says, is made from ingredients that were not generically engineered. It has erythritol in here. Lots of the sugars, you just have to be careful. I don't know about erythritol, but I know xylitol, you have to be really careful if you have pets like I do. It's very deadly to them, but I don't give them any table scraps, and I'm very careful with my food, so I don't have to worry about that. Okay, so now we're going to just stir. Now, I don't know if you ever had one of these. I got this from my great friend, Jamie, who lives across the road from me. She had a pampered chef party one time, and I said, oh, what do you like? And she said, this is one of her favorite things. I love this thing. If you have ever been to a pampered chef party or anything like that, you need one of these. It is like a big spatula, has a small end and a big end. It's one of my favorite things in the world for getting like mayonnaise out or peanut butter or whatever, or just using it for stirring. Like, I have 2 of these, and like one of them is always in the freaking dishwasher because I absolutely love it. I'm just gonna break up my little clumps of Parmesan cheese here a little bit. Okay, now what we're going to do is I have taken out my chicken. I use chicken thighs. One great thing about this recipe, it's economical. You don't need the expensive cuts of meat or anything like that. Do what's good for your family. You can use chicken legs, you can use pieces of chicken, you can use chicken thighs, you can use chicken breast too. Sometimes that healthy fat is good, and we can eat the skin, and with this topping on there, it's gonna crisp up really, really nice. So it's really, really cool. So what we're going to do here, and this is where it's going to get a little tiny messy. I just want to make sure I have my dish ready. Now I have already preheated my oven to 375 degrees. And with my chicken, I'm just going to check here. It is roughly, does it say how long it's going to take to cook here? Okay, it's going to say, now depending on how many pieces of chicken and stuff you use, it's going to take almost an hour, about 50 minutes. And then in the last, as soon as it's done baking in about 50 minutes, the last 5 to 10 minutes, like we've already hit 50, so like 55 to 60 minutes, you're going to turn it on broil. But keep an eye on broil, because I don't know about you, but I've burnt stuff on broil, but it's just going to crisp up that skin and it's going to be fantastic, okay? So what I'm going to do now is you can, we're just going to pour our melted butter all over here. And you're thinking, why am I adding all of that fat to something that already has skin on it? Well, it's just so that our yummy, yummy mixture here can stick to the chicken, right? Okay, now if you want, you can use whatever. I'm going to use my fingers. My fingers are clean. I washed my hands just before I turned on the video here. And all you're going to do is take that chicken, I don't know if you can see this, and I dip it in this yummy, yummy goodness, and you put it in like that. This is a super, super easy recipe. I love it for leftovers too. The chicken is just so yummy. I have done in the past too, because maybe I've sometimes cooked too many pieces of chicken or whatever. After these have been cooked and cooled and we've had supper and we have leftovers, and for whatever reason, maybe we're not going to be home for the next few days or whatever, and I don't want to waste my leftovers, I freeze it. And it's fantastic. It's already cooked. It's already got the crispiness on it. And you just take it out and you can warm it up in your oven. Warming it up in the oven will crisp up your skin a little bit more. If you just want to thaw it out and microwave it, well, then you are going to get a softer skin. It won't be as crispy, but that's kind of cool too. So there again, I'm just dipping the chicken and I'm putting them nice and close together. And again, like I said, you can use this little recipe on everything. Now, what I usually normally do, and I never did it this time, so I'm going to discard this, but usually I'm a little bit smarter, and I never thought of that today, is I usually put my piece of chicken in there and then I pour some of the coating on, so that way I'm not wasting any. I am all about not wasting and get the best for my money, but again, of course, I was doing too many things and I forgot this, so I will have to, because it has raw chicken in here, I'm going to discard the rest of my coating. But what you usually do, like I said, is you would just put your piece of chicken in there after it's been dipped in the butter and just coat it. And then whatever you have left over, you can put it in a little Ziploc bag and just write on there chicken coating or whatever you want. Throw it in the freezer. It's freaking fantastic. So then next time you go to need it, you won't have to mix up these kind of ingredients, and it freezes really, really well. So what I'm going to do, my lovely ladies, is I'm going to pop this in the oven for about 50 minutes. I'm going to broil it and stuff, and then when I come back, I'm actually going to post the pictures in the comments. Again, I want to thank you so much for cooking with me. I love the fact that we can get together and we can do these kind of things and cook. I got some great other recipes I want to try out and share with you guys. I've got some cream cheese fat bombs. I actually went to make yogurt the other day, but I heated my milk a little too much, so I actually made the most yummy cream cheese out of a gallon of milk that you'd ever imagine. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about that and teach you a little bit how you can make your own Greek yogurt and how much more economical it is than buying the tubs at the grocery store, and healthier for you too, because you can add whatever you want to. You can add berries, you can add a little bit of honey. I do a really, really cool thing that my aunt showed me. I take Greek yogurt and a fat-free Jello, whatever flavor you want. And in that Jello, you use like a quarter cup of hot water and a quarter cup of cold water. Mix up your Jello. Then you're going to take your Greek yogurt and you whip it up in your Mixmaster or your KitchenAid or whatever, so it's nice and fluffy. Then as the Jello's cooled, you add it into there. It hasn't set, it's just cooled. You add it in there and you keep fluffing it, and it is the most yummy, light, fluffy, healthy dessert. So we're going to use the yogurt that we make. We're going to do that. What do you need to make yogurt? I know my friend, lovely Kelly, was asking me about that. So what you need, and we can make it together, is we need a crock pot. You can make it on the stove. I find, however, that a crock pot for me is easier. You're going to need a gallon of milk. You can use whatever kind of milk you want. You can use skim milk, 1%, 2%, or homo milk to make a Greek yogurt. I go anywhere between a 1% and a 2% just to get that creamier milk. You are going to need, for the very, very first time only when you make yogurt, you're going to need a yogurt. Excuse me for a second. I'll see if I have any left here. You are going to need to get, you don't need a container this big. Like, you could have a container of yogurt long as you have 1 cup, but you need 1 cup of active probiotics in there. So Danone has it. There's other yogurts, and all you're going to do is flip to the ingredient part, and on the side here it'll say this one has whole milk, skim milk powder, milk protein cultures, and active bacterial cultures. That's what you need, active bacterial cultures, and that's going to make your yogurt. You only need this once, ladies. After that, from what's going on, and we're going to need a gallon of milk, and we're going to make our own yogurt. And what's going to happen is, as you use up your yogurt, before you use it all, you're always going to keep 1 cup, and then that's going to start your yogurt for the next time. The other thing is you need a thermometer. You can use whatever kind of thermometer you want. I love this digital one. I got this one, I believe it was at Canadian Tire. Yeah, and it's like super cool, because what we're going to do is we're going to raise our milk temperature up to 180, and then we have to cool it down to, I believe it's 110. We'll check it out when we do the recipe, and before we add our yogurt. So you need a thermometer to judge the temperature. And it's super, super simple. It's another economical way, because a gallon of milk is what? I'm just guessing, like maybe $6. And you're gonna make enough yogurt that if you buy the big container of yogurt, that's usually around, what is it, usually around 15 to 20 bucks. That's how much it's going to cost you to make that yogurt, like the $6 and the original container of active bacteria. But you can, like I said, you can get a small container. I just happened to pick up a bigger one because I needed a few other recipes really, really quick. But as long as you get any kind of container of yogurt with active bacterial cultures, that gives you 1 cup of yogurt. And then we're going to make some of that. So hey, in the next maybe week or so, as you gather your ingredients, I will show you guys how to make some yogurt. I'm also going to show you, I've been asked, I make an enchilada that is very, very low carb. And usually enchiladas have like the tortillas or stuff, whatever. I'm going to show you guys how to make a low carb tortilla that is made with psyllium husks, okay? And you make your own and you fry it out. Now, these wraps, you can use them like with, you can put some deli meat in there and some Laughing Cow cheese and maybe a pickle or whatever, and roll it up. Absolutely delicious. But I use them for my enchilada base, and that enchilada is a lifesaver. If you like Mexican food, it is freaking fantastic. We're also gonna need a lot of chili powder, but I'll give you the recipe on that too. And what you can do is you cook this and you can freeze it. I love things that you can freeze and you can take out later on when you're really busy. So what I do is I cook one that night and we'll have it for supper, and the other one, because I usually make a double batch, I'll freeze, and then down the line, maybe a month later, all of a sudden it's like, hey, we're really busy, I'm not going to be able to make supper. I pull that out, let it thaw out during the day. When I come home for supper, pop her in the oven. In less than an hour, I got a nice, healthy meal. While I'm making my salad, it's getting hot. So anyways, again, have a great day. I love you guys. And yeah, I look forward to cooking some more with you. Thanks again for joining me. Bye-bye.